A YouTube golf match, a simple game with $1 million on the line, somehow spirals into one of the most chaotic, controversial, and just psychologically draining events in internet history. So, let's really get into it. How in the world did a game of golf turn into this high-stakes psychological drama full of accusations, bad blood, and one single shot that would end up defining everything? I mean, we have to start here. This wasn't just for bragging rights or some trophy. We're talking about a life-changing, house-paying-off, $1 million prize just hanging on every single swing. The pressure, you can only imagine, was absolutely off the charts. Now, to really get why this thing got so explosive, you have to understand a format. They were playing alternate shot. It's a brutal test of teamwork, where if you hit a bad shot, you're not just hurting yourself, you're directly hurting your partners. It's a format that's basically designed to create tension, and believe me, in this case, it delivered. And these were the players who stepped into that pressure cooker. On one side, you've got Frankie Borelli, a well-known amateur, teamed up with social media golf pro Paige Spiranak and Mo. And they were going up against Beef, former Masters competitor Brad Dahlk and Francis Ellis. A pretty wild mix of personalities and skills, all with $1 million waiting at the finish line. The tension, well, it didn't take long at all to ignite. In fact, that whole friendly atmosphere just kind of evaporated almost immediately. And it all started with a very, very short putt. The whole vibe changed on just the second hole. Francis Ellis's team refused to concede a tiny 1.5-foot putt. Now, in any casual game, that's a gimme. It's just a courtesy. By forcing them to actually make that putt, they sent a crystal clear message. This is not a friendly game. This is war. And the mood on the course just instantly soured. And this right here, this is the moment the match went from a competition to a personal feud. Paige Spiranak, a former pro herself, said this to Francis's team. It was a direct shot, an insult. The gloves were officially off. From there, the match just completely descended into this wild series of accusations and controversies that really pushed every single player right to their mental breaking point. So the first major accusation comes up when Paige gets accused by the other team of stomping down weeds around her team's ball. The allegation was that she was illegally improving her lie to create a clearer path to hit the ball. Now, she denied doing anything wrong, but that seed of suspicion, it was firmly planted. But that little dispute, that was absolutely nothing compared to the scandal that would nearly derail the entire match. It became known as Slopegate. And this accusation was a complete bombshell. Let's be clear, the slope feature on a rangefinder is a massive, massive advantage. It does all the complicated math of elevation for you, telling you a 150-yard shot actually plays like it's 142 yards because it's downhill. Using it is a serious breach of the rules, and the accusation brought the entire $1 million match to a grinding halt. This quote just perfectly captures the intensity of that moment. As soon as the accusation was made, camera footage showed Mo immediately walking over to the cart and grabbing his rangefinder. His opponents claimed he was turning the feature off. That clip was analyzed frame by frame like it was a historic piece of evidence. Mo, for his part, vehemently denied everything. He swore on everything he wasn't using it. And with no definitive proof, just a really suspicious-looking video, the organizers made the only call they could: play on. But the trust between the teams was just gone. So unbelievably, after all the drama, the cheating accusations, the mental warfare, the entire $1 million match somehow came down to the very last hole. You couldn't have scripted it any better. It's all tied up. The $1 million prize, the bragging rights, every single thing was riding on the outcome of this one single hole. And this slide just perfectly illustrates the drama of the final tee shots. I mean, it was the ultimate mismatch. On one side, you have Frankie, an amateur famously known for crumbling under pressure. On the other, Brad Dahlk, a professional who's played in the Masters. It's one man's biggest nightmare versus another man's natural element. Even the seasoned pro, Brad Dahlk, admitted the pressure was just immense. If the guy who played in the Masters was feeling the heat that much, you can only imagine what kind of pressure cooker Frankie's mind had become. And so, it all came down to this. Brad hit a perfect drive. After a few more shots, Frankie's team was just off the green. All he had was a pretty straightforward chip shot to keep their hopes alive. The entire tournament, $1 million, rested on his shoulders. And then, disaster. in the biggest moment of his life, his nerve just failed him. He mishit the chip shot completely. He bladed it, sending the ball screaming across the green and straight into the water hazard. And just like that, the match was over. A completely devastated Frankie knew it instantly. This one moment, this single, tragic shot, would follow him forever. It validated his own worst fears about his ability to perform under pressure. It was just a heartbreaking moment of a self-fulfilling prophecy coming true. And in the starkest contrast you can possibly imagine, here's what the win meant for Beef, one of the $1 million winners. While one man was living out his worst nightmare, another was achieving a lifelong dream for his family. It's just the brutal, brutal duality of high-stakes competition. And their victory? Well, it was the culmination of one of the most dramatic, controversial, and just utterly unforgettable contests ever put on film. A perfect storm of skill, luck, and psychological warfare. So what was it, really, that caused that final, fateful shot? Was it just the immense pressure of $1 million? Was it the buildup of a whole day filled with accusations and mind games? Or was it just destiny that the man nicknamed Butterknives would be the one to seal his team's fate? That, right there, is the $1 million question.
If you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to the later update from my channel. Thank you for watching till the end, and see you in the next video.